Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we are doing a meal prep video. I'm sitting here in my car at the supermarket. I'm going to grocery shop and then show you guys how I meal prep everything. I'm parked at Aldi, my favorite supermarket, because it is the most inexpensive supermarket I've ever been to. Fun fact, it's actually rated #1 most inexpensive supermarket in the United States. And the quality of the food is up to my standard. I don't think it's bad at all, so that's why I keep coming. So I have 3 meals planned: breakfast, lunch, dinner, that I'm going to just eat throughout the week. So let's go get our groceries. Starting off in my veggie aisle, I'm gonna pick up my vegetables. I'm gonna get some cauliflower to roast it, and I'm making pasta salad this week, so I'm gonna need some fresh parsley as well as some cucumber, but I have some at home, so I'm not gonna pick that up. I'm getting some cherry tomatoes for the salad, and I'm gonna pick up some croissants for my breakfast sandwiches. I'm also gonna add some sweet baby peppers to the salad, some garlic, some Italian sauce, and here are some oranges for my snack and breakfast. I'm also gonna pick up some onions. I really prefer the red ones, but they had run out, so I'm just gonna get some yellow ones. I'm making honey glazed salmon this meal prep, and I usually use this hot honey. It's on sale for $4.95, but you could use regular honey. But I am not picking any up today because I have some in my pantry already. Here I have some mozzarella cheese and some turkey for my sandwiches, some feta cheese for my salad, and I'm picking up some drumsticks. And these drumsticks are only $6.24, so that's very good. I'm making barbecue sauce drumsticks, and usually I'll get Sweet Baby Ray's, but again, I have some in my pantry. I'm getting some pasta for my salad and 98 cents pasta. Yes, please. Some pepperoni and some salmon. Usually they have like the long strip salmon, and I just get a whole bunch of it, but they didn't have that, so I just got 2 pieces instead. I'm gonna pick up some poppy soda. It's like a probiotic soda my sister's been recommending, just for the ride back. I'm also gonna get some olives because I love olives in my pasta salad, but I turned around because I saw some canned olives for $1.85, and I was like, let's give these a try. We also have some snacks, of course, my plantain chips. I love the lime flavor. I highly recommend it. And I typically pick up rice for every single meal prep because I'm Dominican. I love rice, so I already have this at the house. This is everything that I got in summary, and I'm just gonna pay for my food. Okay, so I'm back in the house. Here are my groceries. All of this totaled to $62.30. But if we were to calculate everything that I didn't get but showed you at the store because I already had it in my pantry, that would total to $76.44. And typically when I go to Aldi, I spend from $50 to $70. Never higher than that typically. I'm gonna start with my chicken. I'm gonna preheat my oven to 375. And I'm gonna remove the skin from the chicken and then wash it with some vinegar and some lime. Now I'm gonna go ahead and poke small holes into my drums like this, just so that the flavors could seep in better. For my seasonings, I'm gonna add some garlic powder, onion powder, Dominican oregano, smoked paprika, black pepper, some lime pepper. You could also use lemon pepper. I just love the flavor that this gives to my meats. Finally, I'm gonna add some salt. And to mix it all up, I'm gonna add some avocado oil with some achote, just to get all the flavors together, and this is gonna also give a color. If you don't have this type of oil, I made this myself. You could just use this Sazon pack, which has achote on it, and it will give it color. Now I'm gonna mix this together. Okay, I'm gonna get these in a rack. I'm gonna place these in the oven for 30 minutes. Then I'm gonna slather some barbecue sauce on them and cook them for another 15 minutes. So this should be around 45-minute cook time. Next, I'm gonna generously salt a pot of water and I'm gonna add my pasta into this pot. And I'm only doing half of the pasta that's in the container because I'm gonna add a whole bunch of veggies. And if I do the entire pasta box, I'm gonna be eating this for a month instead of a week. Now it's time to cut up all my vegetables. I'm gonna start by peeling my cucumbers and cutting them in half. And then I'm gonna remove the pulp from the middle so that my pasta salad doesn't get soggy. And then I'm gonna cube these into bite-sized pieces. Next, I'm chopping up my baby peppers. I love these peppers because they're super sweet and they add so much flavor into the salad. Now I have my cherry tomatoes. I'm just gonna half them, tasting them for quality, of course. And at first, I was not a big fan of tomatoes, but honestly, I just grew up. And now I really love the flavor of little cherry tomatoes. Now I'm gonna aggressively chop some parsley. Now that my pasta is ready, I drained it and I'm gonna put it in a pot with a little bit of olive oil just so that the pasta doesn't stick or clump together. My chicken is ready after 30 minutes. I'm gonna slather it in some barbecue sauce and I'm gonna make sure that I get all of them coated very generously. Flip them over to the other side and coat that other side as well. Back into the oven they go for about 15 more minutes until they're done. So I was not done chopping vegetables. I gotta do my olives and this can looks a little bit empty because I dropped a couple on the floor, but that's okay. I halved these just like I did my cherry tomatoes and chopped them up a little extra. And I don't know how, but I almost forgot to do my onions and I did find a red onion in my pantry. I was so excited so I don't have to use the yellow ones. I went ahead and chopped up this red onion and added that to my salad as well. This is how all of my veggies look. It is so beautiful, so colorful. I am so excited for this. Now it's time to make my marinade. I'm gonna start by mincing a couple garlic heads. I think I did about 4. And my chicken was done in the meantime, so I took that out real quick. I'm gonna add some olive oil into my sauce and some wine vinegar for the acidity portion of it. I'm gonna season this with Sazon completo, but you could also use adobo or any seasoning mix you like, salt or pepper. I decided to squeeze a whole lime and add some black pepper. And now I'm mixing this up and adding more seasonings to taste. Now I'm test tasting my vinaigrette and I ended up adding some Dominican oregano and that just made it 100 times better. I'm gonna pour all my veggies onto my pasta, add my marinade and give that a good stir. And look at how pretty this looks. You know something is healthy when it just has all the colors of the rainbows. Now I'm adding my pepperoni for some protein and some feta cheese for flavor. If you don't like feta cheese, I get that feta cheese could be like a stinky cheese and a lot of people don't like it. Just replace it with mozzarella balls. So this is the point where I would take my Italian dressing and pour some over it. But my marinade was so good this time. I didn't think it would slap like this, that the pasta didn't need it at all, so I didn't put any of this in it. Next, I'm going to work on my dish number 2, starting with my cauliflower. I'm seasoning this with some garlic powder, onion powder, black pepper, salt, smoked paprika, and then I'm going to add some olive oil to get this all mixed up. Now I'm going to stick it into the air fryer in a flat layer and I'm doing batches, so that's going to be my first batch. And I'm going to wait until I smell the cauliflower, that's how I know that it's done. Up next, we got to make some white rice, so I have some oil and some minced garlic on a pot, adding some salt. And after that garlic is nice and toasty, I'm going to add a cup of water, stir that in well and add my cup of rice. And when I say cup, I mean like a mug of rice. So it's not really an official cup. It'll be like a cup and a half. I'm gonna let that water dry out, put the lid on my pot, and reduce the fire to low heat, basically number 2, and let this cook. My first batch of cauliflower is done, so I'm gonna toss in the second one. And this is the finished product, nice and toasty, and I promise you it's very delicious. Now I'm working on my salmon. I am gonna cut these into cubes, and I actually removed the skin by putting the salmon under some hot water and removing it myself with my hands, and that makes it super easy. I'm gonna season this with onion powder, garlic powder, black pepper, and a generous amount of smoked paprika. The smoked paprika has to be smoked, okay? Don't use regular paprika. Then add some salt and some avocado oil and mix this up. I literally season this just the same way that I season my cauliflower. I'm gonna add some avocado oil to my pan and just cook my salmon. The salmon doesn't take long to cook, so I didn't leave it in there very long. I'm removing my salmon, adding that to a bowl, and those juices and that grease that you saw come out, I put them back in and started sauteing some garlic. Next, I'm gonna add some hot honey, squeeze a generous amount in there, and I'm gonna add some soy sauce to that to balance off the sweetness. And I'm just gonna let that simmer and get a little bit sticky. And after that's all said and done, I'm gonna pour it all on top of my salmon. Moving on to breakfast, I put down 6 sheets of aluminum foil and I'm cutting my croissants in half. I'm adding some mozzarella cheese and some sliced turkey, and then I'm wrapping this back up. And I'm making a total of 6 croissants for 6 days out of this week. Now I'm taking those leftover baby peppers and putting them in Ziploc bags because I like to snack on these. I'm also gonna chop up some cara oranges, and these oranges look regular on the outside, but the inside is like a nice pink, and they are super sweet. They're a little bit more on the pricey side, but I get them all the time because it's totally worth it. I put these oranges in little containers for my breakfast and for my snack. And y'all, I am finally done meal prepping after like 2 or 3 hours. And this is my final product. I was so proud of it. All the food came out really good. I especially love the pasta salad and the barbecue chicken. Like, that is always a hit. This is an example of how I plate. I put them in a bento box in a separate container because the pasta salad is served cold, and then I warm up the drumsticks so they don't each have to go in the microwave together. This is what it looks like when I stack my bento box. And this is how I plate my cauliflower, salmon, and rice. And here we have an example of my breakfast. I have a side of oranges and then my croissant. When I'm ready to eat it, I just put it in the air fryer for about 8 minutes until it comes out nice and warm and crispy. And I usually just wrap this back up and I would just eat it on the car on my way to work or on my way to school. But that is all I have for you guys today. This is how I typically meal prep in a week. I usually split this meal prep process into 2 days, but for the sake of this video, I did it all in 1 day, which is why I'm so exhausted. But it was totally worth it because I saved myself so much time throughout the week. I really hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you did, don't forget to like it and subscribe. I'll see you guys on my next one. Bye!